Right, hello and welcome to the next episode of the Austin 7 special. I know the workshop looks like a bomb site, but there's been a huge amount of progress and I can't wait to share that with you. Right then, so since the last episode, there's been a huge amount of progress and I'm literally going to talk you through each stage. We've got engine work, I've finished my bespoke radiator, the front end is pretty much complete, inlet manifold, exhaust. I'm going to talk you through each step and why I've gone about it like I have. This is probably the most excited I've been about the project in a long time because all these things are starting to come together. These are unanswered questions I've had, like about the front end and mirrors and steering wheel, that I've had unanswered for 18 months, and now these things are slowly being ticked off. I've got a list down here which I'm adding to daily, but I am also ticking off, and to see these things coming off the list is a huge, I don't know, like weight off my shoulders. I feel like I'm finally progressing. So that's enough of me waffling on. Let's show you what I've done so far. Right, okay, so got the block back yesterday, so all the valves have been cut, they've been ported. I ported that last night, so as you can see there, I've got the larger valves. It's had new guides in there, so very happy with that. We've just got to remove a stud and take it to work on Monday and to get the faces cleaned up, and then it can start being put together. So that I am very happy with. Okay, so moving on to the radiator. This has been quite a lengthy project, but I can honestly say it looks amazing in situ now. Now it's all complete. So this started life as a normal length radiator. I then had it recored and shortened to suit the front of the car. I was happy with the overall length, but the workmanship that I had done, the chap who recorded it done an absolute terrible job of it. Was really unimpressed and will never ever use that chap again. But after I put everything right on that, in an earlier video you would have seen I made the mounting brackets. So that was stage one, getting it into position. I got the overflow pipe onto it, and I also had an issue where the bottom pipe comes out straight. Now that was going to hit my framework. So I've made a new pipe with a kink in it, got that welded up, and then I got that soldered into position. So I sweated the old one out, put the new one in and soldered all that up. The cap, on the other hand, was a little bit of a project at work. So this is 3 separate sections. And what I wanted to use was the larger threaded ruby cap. So that's off the ruby. I then have a brass section in the middle, and then this is off an earlier radiator that locates in the center. So I machined the 3 sections down and then welded it all together, soldered the joints that I needed to, got that into position, and I'll show you what that looks like on the car in a bit. I then got a new cap, and I had that machined out to suit this thread because it was to suit an earlier type radiator, but I've had it machined out so it fits that. I'll go and get that now actually. Right, so this was the thread that I wanted to use. So I bought an earlier type cap. These come with a lot smaller thread, but I had it machined out, and to match this thread. So that looks really nice on there, and when you see it against the front cowl that I've finished off making, you'll see what I've tried to build up to. But now that's all been pressure tested and cleaned, that is now ready for paint basically. So this will be painted black and have a nice white number 7 on the centre. I know it might be a bit corny, but that's what I want to do with it. So that's another job ticked off the list. Right, so this inlet manifold started life as a cast aluminium Barlow spares that I purchased. I was never happy with the quality of the cast, and I thought it was quite poor actually. So I was always going to clean it up. But I originally bought it to suit a downdraft carburettor. That plan has completely changed as it just wouldn't suit and the carburettor was too big. So I've opted for an 1.1 carb. And because of the manifold that I've made, I've had to angle it slightly differently. So I chopped off this section here, machined up a new tube, got it welded in and blended in there, chopped off the face plate there, got that welded into where I wanted it to be. Put a new 30-degree float bowl on, so it now positions roughly like that, and it is contained within the bonnet. When I have the trumpet coming out the carb, that might come outside the bonnet, but I'll either make a hole for that or I might have to make some sort of intake to suit, but I won't know until really it's all bolted up properly. But I changed the casting a little bit going back to this. I put some nicer ends on it, just cleaned out all the sand that was in there, all the crap. Yeah, and I'm glad I did. I got the opportunity to do that, and I think I'll show you some closer pictures, but I'm very happy with that, and I think it's going to work a treat. Right, okay, let's show you a couple of the brass items I purchased. These are my bonnet catches, very happy with these. These aren't like your normal cheap reproductions. They actually feel good quality. These will be painted up body colour once it's all done, but I've offered them up already and they look stunning on the bonnet. So again, very happy with that. This is my mirror. Again, a lot of time and effort offering different mirrors up, but this is the one I've opted for. So I'll show you what that looks like on the car. It did come with a horrible base plate on the bottom here, but I chopped it off, I machined this down, cut out a brass plate, and I'll show you where that fits. That's all been silver soldered onto there. Again, this will all be painted body colour. I won't be having it brass. And yeah, very happy with that. So these little details are really starting to bring the car to life. Right, okay, so moving on to a little bit of a side project. So this week I've been talking about upholstering the seats, and my original idea was to keep them aluminium like this and then just put a cushion at the bottom. Now, that's not going to be very comfortable anyway. The seats are really narrow and they're not comfortable in the slightest, so it's not going to be very pleasant, but I've slightly changed that idea. I'm probably going to cover all this in leather, but I'm going to do pleats up here, a bit of piping around, trim this in leather here, and then have a separate leather cushion that gives you a bit more support and cushioning on the bottom, so it's not a permanent fixture. This is something I'm probably going to tackle in the evenings when I'm at home and try and get my head around it. Now, I've never done any upholstery before, and if I don't do a good job, this bit could let the car down dramatically, but I like a challenge. I don't think it's going to be too hard. Famous last words and underestimating another skill set, but I'm going to give it a go. I may take you along on the journey, but we'll see how it turns out. Worst case scenario, there are plenty of people that I can ask to get this trimmed. but I'm going to go for a black leather. I've bought all the materials so far, so yeah, I'm going to start making some templates up for that. Right, so I will say these are supposed to be for another project, but I bought these back last month. Bought a set of 5 19-inch wheels. I know I've got the 17s on there with the big Avon Taurus tyres, and I think it looks stunning with that. But I am going to try them with the 19-inch. Now these are, God, what were these? Dunlops, I think. But I do like the ideas of sticking blockies on there. So I'm going to offer them up with that. I'm going to buy some inner tubes and get them put on and just see visually what difference sticking 19s on there makes. There's not actually a lot with the bigger Avon Taurus tyres that I've got on there and the 19-inch tyres themselves. So that's a 17 and that's a 19, so literally hardly anything when you offer it up. But yeah, let's see what happens with that one. But these are meant to be for an Ulster that I'm going to make. So we'll see if it makes the Ulster and see if it ends up on this, but you never know. So with everything bolted on the car, this was the perfect opportunity with this great weather that we're having to get the car outside, take a few steps back from it and look at it from a distance. Sometimes you get a little bit snow blind working up close, but I really wanted to see this front end from further away. And basically as I move around the car, like to me this angle of the car looks absolutely stunning. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. The tail has always been my favourite. I've always said it, if I could reverse everywhere I would, because it's just so striking. But it's really exciting time of the build now, and just seeing it like this really spurs me on. Right, so one last thing. Yesterday I went over and seen Simon and spent the day with him and watched him basically piece together the gearbox and rebuild it. I can't say I helped him because I had nothing to offer, but it was a learning experience for me to basically see how intricate it was and understand the parts, and yeah, and that certainly has sank in. I've got a newfound respect for piecing something like this together and rebuilding it. So thank you, Simon, for your help. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I can't wait to get this in. Getting this done now enables me to basically finish off the bulkhead, look at flooring and tunnels, sort out the remote linkage for it. So this is a huge step forward. Not only is this done, but what it now enables me to do. So I'm very excited for it, and I think that's probably where the next episode is going to go. And what better way to end the video? So very happy with that. Cheers, Simon. Hopefully you've all liked the video and the progress that's been made. And that is pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.